Hey, it's Matt, your average gamer, and for this video, we're going to go over 9 more fun and overpowered builds in Elden Ring. This is actually a collaboration of some of my favorite and amazing builds. I redid a lot of these, going back and going over 9 different builds that I would personally use and ones that I love. We're going to start here with a build that allows you to get a lot of bleed build up with the Iron Greatsword, do charge attacks, you can two-hand this for decent damage, as well as use guard counters. As you probably know, the Iron Greatsword is one of my favorite weapons in Elden Ring. I love the Iron Greatsword. It gets amazing AR and blood affinity because its base damage is so ridiculously high. So you're going to get an insane amount of bleed buildup and physical damage with this weapon. The charge attacks, if you two-hand this, will do decent poise damage as well. And of course, guard counters are also excellent with the brass shield running it this way. This is one I really like. Of course, all these 9 I enjoy, of course. Let's jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know in a second here. And we have the Blood Iron Greatsword plus 25 with Seppuku. We have the Brass Shield plus 25. We have the Dragon Communion Seal. We hit 51 points if you want to check out the armor set there. Two-handed Sword Talisman for when you switch to two-handing. Axe Talisman for your charge attacks, of course. Lord of Blood's Exaltation. You can add the White Mask to this build if you wanted to. Curved Sword Talisman. And then we have the Bloodsucking Cracked Tear, Spike Cracked Tear. Let's jump into stats for this one. We have 60 Vigor, 13 Mind, 30 Endurance, 40 Strength. That's going to be 60 when you two-hand this weapon. 25 Faith, 40 Arcane. We are using Golden Vow, Flame Grammy Strength, and Blessing's Boon. Next up is a Poison Milady build I love. I run this a lot in Cold Affinity, but I've covered that before. It's also really fun in Poison Affinity, especially if you run it with something like Swarm of Flies. You can get bleed buildup as well as poison buildup on your weapon. If you have 2 Miladies, you can run 1 poison, 1 bleed. But of course, we're running Wing Stance, so you're going to get a lot of damage off your Ash of War to begin with. And once Poison procs and Kindred of Rot's Exaltation procs, you're going to get even more damage. Once again, here I avoided the Mushroom Crown because it just doesn't really look great, and I don't personally run the White Mask or Mushroom Crown that often, since these 9 are my personal favorites. In terms of weapons that aren't super popular, aside from Milady, a few got on here, but there's nothing like the Blasphemous Blade or Rivers of Blood or anything like that. I didn't really repeat any of those builds. I went back and did kind of like obscure builds for weapons that I love and made these in a way that I would use them frequently. I'm going to go back to doing build requests next week, of course, but for this week, this is what I ended up doing. For 2 nights I played Elden Ring this week. I got a little distracted with Hollow Knight. I'm like halfway through that game, although it's fairly difficult compared to the first one, but I'm enjoying it so far. As far as Elden Ring, been playing it 2, maybe 3 nights a week, and it was really cool to go back and make cool builds that I personally would use and ones that I really enjoy. And I hope you guys can appreciate that. And once again, going back to build requests next week, I have a list still. If you have any additional build requests, because they're going to be in next Sunday's video, definitely comment below. All 9 next week will probably be build requests. People just ask me what I like frequently, so I decided to make 9 builds around stuff that I would typically use, and I really do enjoy all of these and would run these frequently. Let's jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know for this one. We have the Poison Milady plus 25 with Wing Stance. We have the Dragon Communion Seal. You can check out our armor set here. We hit 55 poise, so that's pretty good there. Shard of Alexander, Kindred of Rot's Exaltation. We have Rolana's Cameo. We have Millicent's Prosthesis. And then for our tiers, we got the Bloodsucking Cracked Tear, Thorny Tear, using Moke Shackle to stun the boss. Let's jump into stats. And we have 60 Vigor, 18 Mind, 27 Endurance, 15 Strength, 40 Dexterity, 40 Arcane, 25 Faith. We're using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Blessing's Boon, and Swarm of Flies. Next one up here, I have one of my favorite Blood Lightning combinations that does dragon incantations as well, and that's going to be with the Reduvia. Bloodblade is an awesome Ash of War. It's really fun, does a lot of damage, does a lot of bleed build up too. The Reduvia is a weapon. I actually have an early game guide for it on my channel that you can get very early on, and it's pretty much great until the end of the game, and even New Game Plus and beyond, it's fairly good. Aside from bosses that are immune to bleed, of course, but overall Bloodblade is quite impressive. And then we're going to be using Rotten Breath, and we can also use Agent Dragon Lightning Strike, as long as we use it, in this case, with our left hand, the Dragon Communion Seal, and then the right hand will have the boost from the Gravelstone Seal. As you guys know, I love hybrid and combination builds like this one. It's a Dex Arcane build that can allow you to do incantations as well. Rotten Breath works really well to tick down HP when you can get that Rot to proc. which we are going to be able to do, I think, the next time I use it here. And then after that, you can switch to Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike for some big damage. And of course, you have the Reduvia for up close, using Bloodblade, getting that bleed build up, and of course, consistently doing physical damage as well, because Bloodblade does a decent amount of physical damage. Quick question to everybody that's watching this. What games are you currently playing? Did you pick up Hollow Knight? Are you currently playing that? Are you playing Night Rain after they introduced hard mode? I'm going to be covering some Night Rain this week. I was kind of waiting for like an update for it. We finally got one. I'm really waiting for DLC to put a ton of hours back into it. Same thing with the Tarnished Edition for Elden Ring. I'm going to be playing a lot again when that comes out. I think both of them are going to come out later this year. Until then, though, of course, I'll be covering Elden Ring as well as Night Rain. This week, I'm going to add some different builds for different characters on Night Rain for the hard mode difficulty, as well as some of the Everdark Sovereign bosses and whatnot. Going to jump back into that this week, so if that's something you want to see, comment below. Of course, build request, I mentioned this before, comment them below as well. And then I'm going to look into some other games and whatnot here as we wait for other stuff to come out. Reduvia +9, +10 preferably. We have the Gravelstone Seal. Dragon Communion Seal is our main seal that has around 300 scaling. That helm will give you +2 faith. Shard of Alexander, Lord of Blood's Exaltation. We have the Godfrey icon. We have Millicent's Prosthesis. And then for our tiers, we have the Bloodsucking Crack tier, Lightning tier. Let's jump into stats. And we have 60 Vigor, 18 Mind, 27 Endurance, 15 Strength, 40 Dexterity, 40 Arcane, 27 Faith. We're using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Blessings Boon. And then we have Rotten Breath, Ice Breath, and Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike. And next up, we have a build for Prelate's Infernal Crozier. This is a really cool one to use Royal Knight's Resolve on and Heavy Affinity. Get a lot of damage, similar to the Giant Crusher. It's got a really long charge animation, though, so you got to get used to that for sure. It hits really hard, though. The jump attacks are also fantastic on this. Again, the Giant Crusher is probably going to be better than this. But as far as this weapon itself goes, though, if you're looking for a big bonk weapon, you can have a lot of fun with this. For me personally, I have more fun with Prelate's Infernal Crozier. Some people like the Giant Crusher better. For me, as far as the two weapons go, the Giant Crusher is technically better, but I have more fun with Prelate's. I really like the animation on the charge attack. The drag is really cool. We have the Prelate's Heavy Infernal Crozier +25 Royal Knight's Resolve. We're using any seal for buffs. The Gravebird chest piece is all you really need. We have 51 poise, two-handed sword talisman, axe talisman, blade of mercy talisman. We have the claw talisman, of course. Get really good jump attack damage here. Bloodsucking crack tier, spike crack tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats, we have 60 Vigor, 19 Mind, 35 Endurance, 60 Strength. That's going to be 90 when you two-hand this. We have 25 Faith, only 12 Dexterity. You don't need a lot of Dexterity here. We are using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and Blessings Boon. Next one up here is one of my favorite builds in general. I've done hybrid builds with this before, but this is a pure build for Dexterity with the Swordspear, taking advantage of that A scaling that it has in Dexterity and Keen Affinity, and that amazing, ridiculous broken base damage. This one uses a combination of the light attacks, charge attacks, and Giant Hunt, all in Keen Affinity for massive damage. Yeah, you're going to get a lot with this one, and the poise damage is great too. This is on Journey 4, New Game Plus 3, but all the way up to New Game Plus 7, you can break with this. It's not that hard to do. And then you get that really cool spin charged attack. Your light attacks will do decent damage as well. Base damage plus our A scaling is going to give us around 700 and something AR. Pretty impressive with 70 dexterity is, I believe, what I had for this build. There's the spin. That's a really cool charge attack. We have the Guardian's Keen Swordspear +25 preferably with Giant Hunt. Any seal for buffs. Check out the armor sip. We hit 56 poise. Shard of Alexander. We have the Blade of Mercy Talisman. We have the Spear Talisman. You can get pierce damage on this. Two-handed Sword Talisman. Bloodsucking Crack tier. Faith tier. Let's jump into stats. And the stats on this one are 60 Vigor, 19 Mind, 30 Endurance, 17 Strength. We have 70 Dexterity. I mentioned that before. A lot of Dexterity here. 25 Faith. We are using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and Blessings Boon again as our buffs. Next up here, we have a Bubble Holy build. I've done a build for the Bubble build like so many times before with the Envoy's Longhorn because it's one of my favorite weapons. I was going to make this list because it's a lot of fun. Even after its nerfs, it doesn't do nearly as much damage as it used to, especially poise damage. But we've added Holy Incantations as well, and it turns into a very powerful and fun Holy mix and build. There's actually some good damage there, around 8,000 or so. If you hit the body of the dragon, you'll do a lot more if all the bubbles hit. And then we're going to be using multi-layered Ring of Light and the Black Blade incantations. Both do holy damage, and that's going to be really great with this build because we can completely build around holy damage as our main thing. So you've got the bubbles, you've got multi-layered Ring of Light and Black Blade, two of my favorite incantations that have appeared in my videos before, as well as the Envoy's Longhorn for this one. So it's basically combining all of my favorite holy damage things that you can do in Elden Ring and turning into one build. A lot of these builds were like that. There were stuff, again, that I would run and enjoy that I hope other people enjoy too. This one's really fun, an absolute blast to take down dragons. And any bosses weak to holy damage, a lot of the ones in DLC are going to be weak to holy, so this can do a lot of damage to them, especially multi-layer Ring of Light's really good incantation. We have the Envoy's Longhorn +10, Erdtree Seal +10. Of course, we got the Bubble Helm on, random armor set, 56 poise, decent defense, Sacred Scorpion Charm, Shard of Alexander. We have the Godfrey icon for multi-layered Ring of Light, Flox Canvas Talisman as well for our incantations, Bloodsucking Crack tier, Holy tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats on this really fun build, we have 60 Vigor, 21 Mind, 25 Endurance, 23 Strength, 12 Dexterity. We have 70 Faith, Golden Vow, Howlish Brewery, Blessing Spoon, multi-layered Ring of Light, and Black Blade. And next up, we have a Fighting Mage or Fighting Battle Mage build. This one you get to use Lucette Staff and a whole bunch of different ice spells, as well as using Dane's Footwork for the really cool fighting style that's in Cold Affinity. You get over 400 AR, so it's not bad if you lean pretty much all into intelligence. It has decent intelligence scaling, and then switch back to your spells like Glintstone Ice Crag, as well as a Duelist Moonblade. Pretty much anything ice spell-wise works. I do get my ass kicked a little bit by this Crucible Knight. I'm not the best with the Crucible Knights because I'm not very patient, but all around this turned out into another really cool build. Something else I would definitely run. I really like the fighting abilities that were introduced in DLC. I think they're a lot of fun. You can get a decent amount of damage with them as well. You can build up on successive hits too. And then I like all the ice spells too. The ice spells are really cool. Building up Frost is great. Frost is a great damage type pretty much for Elden Ring. For almost like all the bosses in the game are going to take decent damage from Frost, and then the debuff afterwards that you get, they're going to take increased damage. So it really has a ton of benefits. I like building around Frost, especially when you're running a mage build. We probably should have taken him down there, but I got hit yet again. And there's a Duelist Moonblades ended. He had his shield up. It probably would have done more. But this is going to be a really cool one if you like fighting skills as well as mixing them with different spells. Let's jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know. And we have Dane's Cold Footwork +25. We have the Sacred Dagger. That's for Golden Vow. The Ash of War. We have Lucette Staff. We're not using the seal, so don't worry about that. Random armor set on here, 54 poise. Shard of Alexander. Shattered Stone Talisman. Maleficent's Prosthesis. We have the Magic Scorpion Charm, Bloodsucking Crack tier, Magic tier. Let's jump into stats. And we have 55 Vigor, 23 Mind, 20 Endurance, 15 Strength, 20 Dexterity, 70 Intelligence. Don't worry about the Faith. It's from my starting class, so you can go to 75 Intelligence if you have a different starting class. Glintstone Ice Crag, Duelist Moonblade, Terra Magica, Zamara Ice Storm. So for the next one up here, we have an Anvil Hammer Faith build. This one's going to use different fire incantations with the Anvil Hammer. It's, of course, one of my favorites because I absolutely love the Anvil Hammer. It's a fantastic weapon. You're going to have around 950 AR with this setup when you two-hand this. And then you can switch and still get decent damage with your Faith incantations, in this case, Burno Flame. I don't get the best RNG with my Burno Flame hit here in a short bit, but overall, you'll actually get decent damage with 50 Faith using the Giant Seal because the boost on it is pretty good. It's around 20% or so. Could have got a little better RNG there. We got around 5,000 damage, but it's okay. I do get hit here, but I get him back for this. Ultimately, though, you're going to get a ton of poise damage, and after you get breaks, you can use Burno Flame or Giant's Flame Take Thee or any fire incantations that fit this build because we're boosting fire damage and, of course, our weapon, the Anvil Hammer. Let's jump into equipment. We have the Anvil Hammer +10 preferably, close to 1,000 AR if you get it to +10. We have the Giant Seal. That helm will give you +2 Faith, so that's cool. We hit 51 poise. Axe Talisman, Two-Handed Sword Talisman. We have the Godfrey icon for chargeable incantations, Fire Scorpion Charm, Bloodsucking Crack tier, Flame tier. I don't use the Ash on the Anvil Hammer that much, just mainly charged and jump attacks. 55 Vigor, 20 Mind, 32 Endurance, 40 Strength. It's going to be 60 when you two-hand this, 52 Faith. Golden Vow, Howlish Brewery, Blessing's Boon, Burno Flame, and Giant's Flame Take Thee. And the last one on here is probably my favorite one on here, and this is Ordovis's Claymore. This is a really cool one because it gets to use his sword, the Vortex. That does a lot of damage, holy and physical damage. And then you have Sacred Blade on the Claymore. This is a strength and faith build. It is holy damage, so it's not going to be that great for the base game, though this boss specifically, I believe, has at least 40% holy damage resistance, so it's still doing decent damage. Keep in mind, as far as Ordovis' Greatsword, that's going to be more physical damage than holy damage. Our weapon on the left, though, is going to have more holy damage with Sacred Blade, but you get a ton of poise damage with this one, and you'll have a lot of fun with these two weapons. It's really cool. It's a cool looking build too. Let's jump into equipment and stats for this one. You're going to get a lot of AR with that Sacred Blade. Let's jump into equipment. Overdose Greatsword plus 10 preferably, with Sacred Claymore with Sacred Blade plus 25 Erdtree Seal. We have part of the Tree Sentinel set and the Champion set on, some really cool looking armor set there. Arsenal Charm plus 1 or Great Charge Arsenal if you have it. Shard of Alexander, Godfrey Icon. We have the Claw Talisman. And then we have the Bloodsucking Crack tier, Holy tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats, we have 60 Vigor, 19 Mind, 29 Endurance, 50 Strength. If you two-hand either one of these weapons, you're going to have a lot there. We have 40 Faith, Golden Vow, Howlish Brewery, and Blessing's Boon. And thanks for watching this one. Thanks for watching my top 9 fun and overpowered builds. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like Elden Ring content, it's an amazing game. You want to see Night Rain content, be sure to sub as well. What game you're playing currently, I would like to know. Be sure to comment that. As well as if you have any build requests, don't forget to comment those too. For those that have been tuning into these weekly, I appreciate seeing you guys every week, commenting and talking to you guys. It's been awesome. Appreciate that so much. Can't wait till later this year when we get some stuff coming out. Catch you in the next one.